Hello and welcome to your meditation. Today, let's explore the conversation of judgment and blame and peace. It's hard for us to understand because we are so indoctrinated into thinking, I am the separate person named Divvy. You are a separate person named Jill. That's a separate person named Jack. And yet, the thing each of us have in common, or the thing that is the truth about ourselves, is each of us is a portion of a God self. Everybody is us with a different outfit, a different name, a different skin color, but everybody is us. We all originate from the same source, and we are all the same. And understand that intellectually versus emotionally, often or sometimes there's a gap. But let me show you a visual that really helps me. You all know I'm great. I love visuals. If this here is the God self, my water bottle. This here, if you can see it, maybe not. This here is the ego. And this here is me and the way I think. The ego loves to judge and blame. And you can see how if I'm coming from over here, all I can hit is the ego. The ego has been trained to tell me I am separate, I am alone, I am by myself, I have to protect myself. Everything out there is scary. And each of us have that thought in a small way or a different or a bigger way. For some of us, we can't trust anybody. And for others of us, that trust comes from, well, I can't trust sharing this with my friends. Somebody else might think that, that person over there is not trustworthy because they did X, Y, Z to somebody else. And because we feel alone and scared, we actually spend so much time judging ourselves and thereby judging others. So judgment is a way of being or survival mechanism that the ego uses because it thinks it's keeping us safe. When in reality, it's actually causing more pain. And one of the reasons I've spent so much time talking about observation of the mind is because judgments are no different. They are just observations. So if this is me and I'm meditating, I can see I'm judging someone or something and I can just drift it by. Or I can get consumed by it. And I'll get consumed by it if I'm not aware of it, if I'm attached to it anyway, or if I'm love to judge myself. And if I don't know that on the other side of that is peace. Because if I move the ego out of the way, or I let that thought of judgment drift by, on the other side is the divine. And the divine holds all of the place of peace. So go ahead and close your eyes. And once your eyes are closed, just sink deeply into your breathing. Slow, deep breaths in. Long, slow breaths out. With your eyes closed, invite yourself to direct the gaze towards that third eye location, between the eyebrows and up just a little bit. Soften your breathing and allow your body to sink into your support. With every exhale, let your body go heavier on your support. And with every inhale, let your breath enter slowly and deeply. And just being presence here. Beautiful. As you become aware of the breath and become aware of this moment, start again to observe the thoughts. I'm not the thought that I have to grab my phone. I'm not the thought that I'm even this person. I'm not identified with this or that anymore. Just be open to that idea. And now imagine, sense, see, or feel yourself surrounded by 3 or 4 people. First, start with 3 or 4 people you don't know that well. And breathe. As you see these 3 or 4 people, just be open in your mind and maybe in your mind's eye, your third eye. Just be open to the idea that you and them are the same. Exhale your shoulders down towards your hips. Let your breath become quiet and let a sense of peace enter you. This person across from me is me. I don't know that. I don't know their name. I don't have a clue who they are. But this person and me originate from the same source. You may now start to notice your heart opens a little bit. You may begin to become aware that your mind quiets a little bit. As your body softens a little bit. And breathe. Right now, this might just be an intellectual concept that part of you might be arguing with, or it might be a deep awareness of, yeah, that feels so good, and maybe even so right. It's like a TV channel. Imagine this channel or this vision beginning to blur. And now in the next picture, you see people that you're very close to and love so much. Maybe they're family members, they might be your pets, your best friends, maybe even a vision of yourself as well, so you and yourself. So look at this group of people, maybe a group of animals. I would love you to imagine now, if you're open to it, that you are them and they are you. Just breathe. The more you practice this, the easier it gets. The more you practice this, the more your heart can open. And just breathe. And now in your next breath, invite yourself to bring 3 or 4 people in. Maybe they're not your enemies, but they're not your besties. You've got a few judgments. Maybe judgments about what they do for work, how they act or behave in the world. As you see them around you, I'd like you to imagine that they are your greatest teachers. The only reason they trigger you is because of the judgment you have to yourself. And they are here to teach you to move past that part of the ego, to let love in. And breathe. And the love doesn't have to be from them or to them, just love. So with your eyes closed, see 1 or 2 of those people standing in front of you. Eyes closed, breath moving. Imagine now the little triggered response in your body. And breathe. Now think deeply of those clouds that we've worked with lots of times. White clouds in the sky on a blue sky day like today. The clouds, the judgments. Can you find a break from them? This is not about loving them. It's not even about liking them. But it's about you giving yourself a break from these thoughts. And just breathe. Watching those judgments drift by, going back into quiet. Now be open. The more you watch those judgments drift by, the more you might feel a sense of peace or quiet. That peace or quiet is your connection to your God self, the divine where all of your health, your relationships, your money is. All of it. So as you drift deeper into quiet and watch the clouds drift by, find a gap from that judgment, find a gap from that blame, and just observe that thought. Not grabbing it, not even grabbing a sliver of it. Just seeing it for exactly what it is. It's an ego thought form system that is designed to keep you separate. It's designed to keep you alone. It's designed to keep you afraid. So just see it for what it is. Not true. And breathe. Inhale and exhale. Now, as you start to breathe deeper and slower, you might find this super easy, super calm, super relaxing. Or maybe you're a bit activated by what we just did. Doesn't matter. On your next few breaths, I want you to imagine that you're literally in that beautiful place in nature, with all your guides and angels dancing around you, inviting you to peace, inviting you to ease, and inviting you to calm. The only thing that is blocking you from this place all the time is the barrier of thoughts, the judgment that keeps you separate. As you watch that thought and don't engage with it, you can allow the peace to enter into every cell of your body. Just breathe. Observing the thoughts, finding the location of the I am, and knowing, feeling, sensing, and imagining that you are the observer, the I am, and breathe. You're not that thought of separation. You're not that thought of fear. You just are. Now, in this last visual, yes, the planet has billions of people and billions of people that love as well. I want you to imagine yourself in the center of millions of billions of people, all hugging each other, spreading love from one person to the other, eye to eye with each person in deep reverence, deep grace, an incredible connection for the truth of love. I am you and you are me. And breathe. In and out. As you do this, you will find more peace, more connection, and more quiet. There is more love from the divine that wants to come to us. As we notice that lovely barrier that moves out of the way, just observe it. More often, all day, every day, we can let that love in incrementally, incrementally, incrementally. Please play with this today. Feeling for the love, by observing the judgment, the separation. Just observe it. Observe the fear. You don't need it. Come back to yourself. Beautiful. Take 10 or 20 more slow, deep breaths. Really beautiful work, guys. Really beautiful. And you know what I'm going to say? Please stay here longer. There is magic here. Try practicing this today. Observe whatever thought keeps you separate. Observe it. Let it drift by like a cloud and go back to all of the love that the universe has. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.